Welcome fellow shrimpers, Blue Shadow here. Today we're going to be setting up a new tank or a used tank that has not been used in a while for shrimp. So I got myself a 20-gallon long here. Got it all cleaned out, everything. I got some, that's probably the best way to describe this substrate. It's what my buddy recommends. It comes from Brightwell and it does not taint your water. We got a cord, we got an air pump, we got a light, got an air hose. By the way, this is my new shrimp room that I'm working on. We got a heater, which we don't need, so I'm not going to put that in. Got a little bit of Java moss, I think he said. Some Cholo, some Swassertang, a little bit of Simo, some barley bits, and some RO water. By the way, don't mind the mess. I'm literally just working on remodeling and clearing things out. There's my old 75. There's an old Nano. There's that. Out there is my 55-gallon with the Epistagames and a sump slash setup with some Endlers and stuff, which they move too quick for this thing to focus. But anyway, back to the task at hand. So, what we are going to do is take the soil and put a layer across the bottom, somewhere about 1 centimeter or such, which should be enough to fill almost to the black line. We'll be right back once I get some of that in. Alright, we're back. I put a small layer in there, just to give you an idea on how deep it is. It's not at all. Probably only about 3 of those balls, maybe 4 balls deep. I know everybody has their own method. Now, however, this is what we have learned, have worked towards Cardenas shrimp. Another thing I got is these bamboo placemats. I used something and stitched the back of them together to make a neat background. I grabbed a couple of dragon stones off of Rob from Flip Aquatics. Well, I'll be back in a minute when we get this a little bit more put together. Alright, I got my background up. I chose 2 pieces of sandstone to put in there. I tried to choose ones that would actually look good in here while leaving room for a sponge filter on the side here. Next up, I'm going to put some plants in the Cholo wood, and we'll see where we go. Alright, we're back after I get some of this in. I got a little bit of Swassertang in one of the Cholos. And I got Swassertang and Cholo, and I made Java moss ball out of some of the good Java moss. So, next up is going to be adding water. I got some RO water that I got off of my buddy Chris from Roma Aquatics. And we're going to actually trickle this in with an air hose just to start getting it to fill. Let's see if I can set you guys down while I get this going. Alright, so I got an air line set up between the water and the tank. And according to my buddy over at Roma Aquatics, this is probably one of the more better ways of filling your tank at first until you get probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of water, and then use a plate or something to deflect the water. But this way we can get all the air bubbles out of the substrate. Well, I'll be back a little bit once this gets filled up. Thank you. Alright, we're back. We got the first 6 gallons of RO water. I'm still going to have to go to my buddy's house a couple times today to finish filling this. and to get something like, I think he calls it salty shrimp to help mineralize the water. However, at this time, I'm going to put a cover, which for the cover, it's one of those greenhouse sheets. And you notice I cut a little door in it. The biggest secret of cutting doors in these is to make sure you cut, it's so hard to angle, there you go, like a 45-degree angle on it. That way it has the ability to open and close real easily. We'll set that there. Okay, we're going to put my light up here, which I'm going to set up the wires a little better. But I like this light. It's good for growing plants, let alone you can change the color. Or let's say you want it not so bright, you could dim it down or bring the contrast back up. Or bug out some fish and shrimp by changing colors all the time. But we'll keep it on white and somewhere around medium intensity. And while I'm at it, I'm probably going to add the air line just so that it can keep the water circulating. Oh, actually, at this time also, he gave me a couple of things to help condition the water. First off is something called barley bits. It's put out by Shrimp Art. Apparently it's a good grazing food and a water conditioner, which will help create a good environment for shrimp. Second of all, he gave me a vial of SEMO. For those who don't know what SEMO is, it's a microorganism that helps shrimp grow better and survive better. I'll have a link down below to Chris's video on how to make it. But I'm going to dump this vial in, and I'll be back in a couple of days with an update after it's filled and we can give an initial water testing. Thanks again, guys. See you next time.